Hey everyone, one more video. This is about software called Debotnet, and Debotnet is used especially if you've got a brand new Windows PC or a brand new Windows 10 installation and you want to get rid of some of the just junk, just bullshit that Microsoft includes with it. Now with a brand new install, a brand new PC that you bought from the store, usually HP, Lenovo, Dell, whoever will install other junk, and normally anything that's branded by one of them you can get rid of pretty safely. I can't guarantee that though. Don't cause any issues for yourself, so if you're not sure, keep it. But this is for getting rid of the Microsoft junk. So the program's called Debotnet. So if you type in Debotnet Windows 10, this is what you get. And I would go to Major Geeks. This is the website. And then you can download it. This is also really good for and they alluded to it down below, for if privacy is a big concern of yours. So once you get it, you'll have this Debotnet zip. Right click, do extract all. Extract. For privacy issues, this, if you're paranoid, this can get rid of all of the Windows telemetry. So all of that phoning home that Microsoft does, it can stop that from happening. It can also stop Cortana from ringing home. I don't usually disable Cortana because it can mess up other stuff. There's a lot of options. I'll go through a couple of them, or at least I'll go through what I do. So once you've got it downloaded, you've got to be an administrator, of course, and you'll want to right click and do run as admin. Click OK here. This is just a warning, and this is what you'll see. Basically, there's just a whole ton of options. So these are things that you can choose to do that you don't have to. So like, and it gives you a little option, a little description here. So for instance, block automatic install of apps. This is where crap like Candy Crush shows up. So again, I'll show you what I normally will check. This one's a little bit different from the version that I've used recently, but should be about the same. So let's see here. I would do create a restore point. I like clipboard history personally. I would not uncheck that, but I would check that one. Tracking, input personalization. Yep, I would check that. Location, OneDrive. Sync, telemetry. I would leave this one only because I use a different program that allows me to change web search so that it doesn't use Bing, it uses Google. That program is called Search Deflector. That's really nice. I may do another video on that, but I'm going to keep this. I would get rid of this one. So this is some weird shared Wi-Fi thing that I don't think anyone uses. Error reporting. Biometrics is if you have a fingerprint scanner on your laptop, or if you allow it to use your, the camera, if it's got a Windows Hello camera. So if you're using those to sign in, don't check this one. I don't use it, so I can disable it. It doesn't matter. You can do license checking, Windows tips. These are customer experience and help experience improvement programs. Diagnostic data. This would get rid of all telemetry, and so nothing is sent back to Microsoft. I'm leaving that one how it is because sometimes those things can mess up Windows Update, and so I'll leave that. Getting rid of ad tracking, ads and settings, and Spotlight. Yeah, I'm getting rid of Spotlight. Bloatware. There's a whole ton here, so I'm just going to go through it. I leave that. Leave that, leave that. So in this case, like, for instance, like if you check this here, you can still use Facebook afterwards. It gets rid of the link from the start menu. It gets rid of like all of that extra junk. So, and like the Xbox game bar, I'll never use. Get help, I never use. Group music. I may someday, I sometimes use calendar. I may use mail sometimes, so I'll leave that. Let's see. Solitaire. Leave the Microsoft Store You do not want to get rid of that one. Let's see, I like whiteboard. This Microsoft Wi-Fi is like an extra app. It's not the Wi-Fi thing down here. It's an additional Wi-Fi thing. Movies and TV. You can safely get rid of that. Netflix, again, you'll still be able to go to Netflix on Chrome or whatever. This gets rid of the little app thing from the Microsoft Store. Leave Notepad. With Office, if you installed a different version of Office, I would not check this. If it's a brand new installation and you haven't bought Office, then the one that's on there is a trial, and in that case I would check these and get rid of them. Pandora people. I would leave Photos. I would leave Remote Desktop. Leave Settings. I would also leave Snip and Sketch. That's the print screen function. It's kind of nice. Any of these things that you use, like I don't use sticky notes, but if you do, then don't select it, don't remove it. Most of this stuff I do not use. I do use weather sometimes. They even have a Zune program still. And then there's a whole bunch. So like, a lot of these are things that I already have installed, like Notepad++, CD Burner XP, disable Bing and Start. Again, if you remove Cortana, if you disable Cortana, I think that's normally fine, it just won't work. But if you remove Cortana, it uses a third-party tool and it can cause issues. So anyways, I'm not going to go through all of these because this has some additional things in there. I would keep Windows Defender. I use Windows Defender and I don't use any other antivirus, just Windows Defender, and it works well. You can mess with the updates. So like turning off this Windows Update sharing. What that is if you don't know, Microsoft will you will download updates automatically to your computer, and then it will share it to other computers on your network. And if the setting is set, it will even share it to other people just in the world. And it kind of works in the way that BitTorrent works, like file sharing, but this is legitimate. The problem is it uses up your bandwidth, it uses up, if you have a limit on your internet, it'll use up that, and a lot of people don't even know that it's doing it. So now you are sharing your updates with other people who you've never met before. And the reason it does that is it takes a load off of Microsoft, off of their own servers, but it puts that load onto you and your internet and your computer, and I get rid of it. There are settings that you can mess with for that inside of the updates thing. It's for another video, but that's one you might want to check. No more forced updates. It'll pop up with reminders asking you to update, but it won't download or install them. Driver updates. This is another one where, like, I've had this situation where I had an older graphics card and I did not want it to update to the new driver. I wanted to use the old driver because I liked the interface and everything and it worked fine, but it kept automatically installing new drivers. So there are a lot of things in here. Let me see. I would disable this online Acrobat service, disable these two from Ccleaner if you got them. Let's see. I would not disable Google Update. Telemetry, Office telemetry. I use Windows to log in, so I would not check this one. I don't use Firefox. And Visual Studio I might use. This is about this reserved storage thing, and I'll let you read it. It uses some of your device's storage space for updates. And then System Restore is it creates System Restore points. So if you have an issue, you can restore back to it. I would not disable that unless you know what you're doing. Privacy. Sorry, I know I'm all over the place here. These are all inside of settings, and you can choose to disable access to, for instance, your location, or you can stop applications from, for instance, using your camera, using this webcam one. You got to be careful about that because it'll confuse people. Like if you disable Chrome access to the webcam and you go to use Google Meet, it's not going to work. It won't find your webcam. So you can do this, but if you know what you're doing, and again, this can be changed in settings. Enhance Ccleaner with WinApp 2any. I don't know what that is, so I'm not doing it. Nine-Night apps. Nine-Night is a program that has a bunch of apps built in that you can install all at once. I'm not changing any of those things because these are not typical Windows things. These are things that are like extra that I would have manually installed, so I would not mess with Nine-Night stuff. This is if you need to download versions of Microsoft. I would disable the game bar features. It's junk. I don't know anyone who uses it. I don't use Logitech either, but I don't have anything here. Same with Razer. If you have a Razer laptop, though, this might apply to you. And then opt out of NVIDIA telemetry. That is included with the NVIDIA drivers, and you might want to click that. So a lot of the software will, again, phone home and send them data. It's not personal data, it's data about your system. And they use it for marketing and they use it for troubleshooting. But it's sending them junk that usually doesn't directly benefit you. I mean, it can, but it won't be, it's not like they're going to call you up and say, hey, I saw you have a problem with your computer. No, your telemetry will be combined with every other user's in the world, and they'll use that to make some decisions and to change their software and whatever. So it's not terrible, it's just kind of a waste for me personally. I have an AMD card in here, not NVIDIA, and so I don't care about this one, but if you have NVIDIA, you'd probably want to check it. Edge, you can choose those if you want to. This is for the Edge browser. I don't use it and I don't really care. I use it for PDFs because it's easy to mark up on PDFs, but none of these things apply to me because I don't use it often enough to care. And then debloat Windows 10. So for instance, you can use this to remove OneDrive and it'll explain to you what it does. You can get rid of some of the default apps. If you know what you're doing, you can mess with this one. Remove OneDrive I would do. I would not recommend disabling services. I would not recommend blocking tracking domains, again, unless you know what you're doing. I think that's all of them, without going through these big ones, because again, these are like programs that you would have installed separately. Like I have VirtualBox on here because I installed it. So most of what you're going to want to go to are, you're going to find in Start and Bloatware. Those first two, you might want to change some privacy things. You might want to change some update things, but these two are the two main ones that you'll want to go to. And once you've done that, not update, where is it? I think actually, no, here we are. No, that's not it. Again, this one's different, so I'm trying to figure out, yeah. Yes, okay, so if you're on any of these, you can click this run link here and it will double check with you. Are you sure you want to get rid of all of that stuff? Click yes, it'll go through each one individually and it'll get rid of that junk. And this app right here is awesome because it gets rid of so much shit in just one application. The thing is, make sure it's not shit that you're going to use. If you break your stuff, it's not my problem. Again, I would not get rid of the Microsoft Store. I've had that cause issues. And where if you get rid of the store, the last time I did it, I was not able to put it back, and then I couldn't use Microsoft Whiteboard. There were a couple of other things. So do not get rid of the Microsoft Store unless you know what you're talking about or you really want it gone. But I mean, you can see the list of trash here that's included that personally I'll never use. If I want to go into Facebook, I'll use my phone or I'll go to facebook.com. I think most people are in the same boat. So here's the list that I would recommend for this one, and then click run. Here's the list to get rid of start menu junk and some other things. This is what I would recommend. If there's something you're not sure about, uncheck it and leave it. but this is what I would go with, and then you click the yes and let it run again. Most of these things I've already done. I used Debotnet, as I mentioned. I've used an older version, but yeah, I would strongly recommend it for a new computer or for just a new installation of Windows 10. It's pretty awesome. And actually, yeah, now that I think about it, sorry, with this Ninite one and some of these, like Ninite here, for instance, you can use this if you want to install. So this will download the installer for Chrome. It just clicked into my mind. So like if you want to install Chrome, if you want to install like GIMP, install maybe, I don't know, Handbrake is one I've got on here. LibreOffice is a free office thing. I use Notepad++. Then you can check these things and then do run. Do you want to run these scripts? And it will install those things. It will download and start the installation for you. So that's really nice. But as for getting rid of junk, these two are the two main ones. Okay. All right, that's it for this one. Hopefully that helps somebody. Thanks. Bye.